It's another edition of Checking In with Hein and Johnny, where the hosts bring in mystery topics that neither host knows anything about until the mics go hot and on the air. We are the show that keeps the host from talking about the weather and World War II 24 hours a day. Hey, Heiny, man, what's on your mind?
Campin' Johnny.
Campin' Johnny. It's Campin' Johnny time. I have never been camping in the RV. I am camping today, my friend.
I think when you're out in a caravan, I just don't know if that really counts as camping. I think
It
if
does
camping,
not.
I see a bivouac,
Yeah.
a tent, a campfire,
A
maybe
yurt.
some marshmallows, a yurt with a delicious souffle in the morning, prepared
Beef
by a
bourguignon.
chef.
I am doing the least camping type of camping I have ever done. We got the RV and pulled it to the fantastic historical Williamsburg, where there's a whole bunch of very historical things to do, which are boring. So we'll
Well,
probably
you know
not do
what?
that.
I don't know a lot about Williamsburg, but I heard that in Williamsburg back in the 1600s, whenever it was founded, the 1700s, didn't they invent crocs there?
Oh, maybe. Is this where they first did crocs?
Well, that's Johnny. I mean, since you're camping, let me ask you: are you wearing Crocs right now?
No, no, I own Crocs and love them. I have multiple colors. My whole family has them, but I do not wear Crocs. Are you a big Crocs guy?
Do I uh, do I look like a Crocs guy, Johnny? Do you wear your Crocs in public?
Um, I would have to say no. It's a gardening poolside thing. Yeah. I mean a lot of food service people wear them. It's like standard issue food service because they they're so mushy that you can mushify Crocs for, a 10-hour shift and you don't destroy your spine, supposedly.
And then maybe they also are easily rinsable after a nice chlorine dip.
That's right. You do not destroy your favorite shoes. Do you have a favorite pair of shoes? Connor told us that he had a favorite pair of shoes, great memory. He said it was like skulls on his Converse. Do you have a memorable pair of shoes in your life?
That's I'm a cowboy boot guy. I'd kind of be like
Oh,
Chris Christopherson, where I was still wearing the same boots that when I died that I wore in the my Billy the Kid movie, and I've just never
nice.
taken them off. I just go into the cobbler, and he puts new soles on them while they're on my feet.
Wow, that is an old school thing, Henry. I mean, going into the cobbler for sure is a throwback. There are not too many
They're
dudes that
they're hard to
go to the
find. Those
cobbler.
and the electric shaver repairers, they're a dying breed.
I'll bet. And have you always been an electric shaver person, or is this something that you started to do
No,
later
I
on?
can't get them repaired, so I'm just hacking up my face with blades.
Blades. Me too. I mean, for most of the years as a Ute, I was an electric shaver guy, but it played havoc with my neck. So I can't imagine being able to do it now. It would not do well for my skin irritation. The Blades super new blade seems to be the only thing I can use to not have a ton of skin irritation. You've never had a bunch of ingrown hairs or terrible skin conditions from electric shavers?
I just, after every shave, I just kind of rub down with a little bit of 30 weight non-detergent and
Oh,
a smooth and silky,
and the
uh,
odor.
and I just smell right. And then I
It's
just
just,
smell right. And then say I'm like underneath a car and my head accidentally bumps against the differential and I get a big dop. I don't even notice it.
a doppel, a doppel of delightful WD-40. There, that could be
So
a song.
that'd be a mix of 90 weight, typically 90 weight, maybe some red line, non-slip. Mm, I don't know.
I
Johnny,
love it.
I
So,
noticed I noticed
yes.
you are wearing a green Vineyard Vines t-shirt. Is did you get that while you were in the army?
This is my army issue. The closest thing that I have ever been to the military is sitting in a green car and wearing this distinct green color. We got this on sale, three for a good deal before Christmas, and I love it because it makes me think that I'm super cool like you. I'm like Martha's Vineyard style, and I am not. But it makes me believe that I am. So that it does help my confidence level. I want to be more like Heine every day.
There's there's two Heinies. There's Vineyard Vines Heine that can never go beneath a vehicle or wear his cowboy boots.
So when did you get your cowboy boots? Tell me about this sweet, sweet pair of boots that stayed with you your whole life.
No, that's not true. Well, in going to El Paso, which is the cowboy boot capital of the United States, maybe the world, and they have lots of outlets, and I'm always hitting them because you have
Oh,
to go
nice.
in and find just the right pair that will conform to your mutated feet
Nice.
and
Nice.
has room for every little broken toe that you've done from dropping a transmission on your Converse All Stars.
Yeah. Yeah. I hey, we have discussed multiple times the atrocities that are our feet, and it is true. It is true. It's not for human consumption. You got to keep them covered up by cowboy boots and Crocs. Uh, did you get any feedback from your performance on our Connor podcast? I got tons of feedback on Connor. What the people are saying is more Connor, less
Less
Johnny.
timing.
No, less me. They love, of course, he's young and still taut. The exact opposite of me. So any feedback for you since you've had that episode air?
One listener said they loved it.
Ah,
One
that's
listener.
good feedback.
One listener. There's yes. Yeah, there's the good feedback there, which is great. That was good. It was good to have him on. Uh it really it played hard with his schedule, but that's him, not the
That's
show. It was great for what he did
that's a him
for the
thing.
show.
It was nice. You had warned us early on that poor Connor is a late night musician, and we would destroy him having him on at 5 a.m., whatever time it was when he was on.
Just need a steady stream of Zycam after his lifestyle. So, Johnny, you're
Um,
out in the woods. You're out in the
yeah,
woods, and let's say you're camping.
we're pretending like I'm camping with a fridge, freezer, and TV.
Are you? Are you afraid of bees? When bees come, do you sit there and start swatting and running and flapping around?
No, no. In fact, the exact opposite. Bees have never bothered me. Bee stings. I'm not allergic, so when I get stung by a regular bee, it is no big deal. In fact, I would, if I could get some time, I would probably get a bee colony. I'd get a Russian female bee queen and start beekeeping because I bees are fun. The wasps, that's a whole different matter. They sometimes attack me for getting near their territory, and I don't love the multiple stings. They are they're not my favorite. How about you? Any issues with allergies to stings?
Yeah, I haven't died yet. Um, here there are so many wasps. I think 2 years ago, last year, I didn't get hit bad. The year before, I think I got stung 4 times. One of them,
Yeah,
they'd suddenly taken up residency in the beer cooler, and so if I went for a beverage, bam, they're nailing
I
my
hit you.
hand. The other time,
Yeah.
I was eating a outdoor dining with a delightful salmon. I don't know, chunk of salmon, and I took a bite, and suddenly the salmon bit me back in the mouth. So then my
Gadzooks.
tongue swelled up. Not a happy guy. So now when I
Oh,
see a wasp's nest, I call it an airstrike. It's black flag, the flamethrower. Put
yeah.
them down. Give Mother
Yeah.
Nature what it needs.
Yeah. We had one that had grown under the deck that was easily the size of a big medicine ball, and it was packed with wasps. We never saw it. All we saw is the massive amount of wasps, but never found the thing. So once we found it, I'm like, oh, gadzooks, YouTube videos. And um, I didn't call in the guy to do it. I kind of just followed the YouTube thing, which is get the aerial sprayer that sprays like 50 feet, black flag stuff, wait till night, spray it, and then I sprayed it, knocked it down, and put it in a thermos, or a big airtight, camping thingy. So I was not bit getting it down, but yeah, they bite you multiple times. One wasp that gets mad at you, he like hits you several times on the weirdest bee sting I ever got was driving down 33rd South. Do you remember where it used to be a Grand Central? There was a store called Grand Central,
Of course, it was
and
right next to Warshaw's, right below the Motorview Drive-In,
that is
across the street from
exactly
the
right.
Frost Stop.
I am literally right in front of that, riding the motorcycle without gloves, and a bee hits my hand and stings my hand at 30 miles an hour. I'm like, what? How could I have been causing you trouble? So that was the weirdest bee sting I've ever had. For people who are allergic, it's like keep the EpiPen because the people die all the time. Anaphylactic shock, I think. Yeah,
I think they're like one of the most dangerous insect or dangerous animals. That and
because of
maybe
that, huh?
mosquitoes. Like mosquitoes kill the most people through all their
Yeah.
disease. Everybody's afraid of like rattlesnakes that kill nobody.
No,
You have to have
I
one bite
think,
you in the throat and be allergic. And then, yeah.
and maybe in the North America region, we don't have something like the black mamba, that really could kill you with the venom, but not in North America, not anymore. Particularly if you go into a doctor, nobody ever dies from snake bites. I don't think.
Have you ever, since you're out camping, you might want to hook up the RV and head west out to Rapid City, South Dakota, where you can take in the reptile gardens,
Ooh, pray
which is a
tell
great
me.
zoo for. They have, they'll like, this is we're one of two zoos in the United States that has a black mamba and a boom slang, and they have an amazing collection of snakes.
That's cool.
If
And
that's your thing.
well, I know you working at the pet shop started you, speaking of 33rd South, started you on your life and love of fish and all things reptilian. Is that what got you started? Is that what got you beginning in that interest?
It's way before that, Johnny. Just fishing. First time well, even just, I don't know. I've always loved fish and other animals. It's hard to say, but from way back, it's been snakes, and we'd catch garter snakes. And I don't know. I just love that stuff.
Yeah,
Still
yeah,
do. Still do.
I do as well. Thank goodness the grandkids like the zoos, so you can actually have some fun with them going to zoos and seeing the crazy cool lizards and stuff. The turtles, we have a lot of experience with turtles. Turtles are the endangered species in Florida. There's one that digs under the dirt. It's like a box type turtle, and it comes back year after year. So your yard gets a 6 foot wide hole that the turtle digs in. And if you have any animals, they break their legs on them. And if you have one on your property, Florida doesn't let you do anything. You can't sell the property. You can't do anything. It's protected, but they'll leave you with this massive hole. Go away. You'll fill it in, and next year, back again to dig the same hole in basically the same place. And if you've put up a fence, they will dig under the fence and get to their spot and dig another hole. We were filling holes and digging. I mean, they are relentless. So, for those folks moving to Florida, many people go to Florida, but they don't realize the fire ants and turtles are a real thing. A real thing. Old people things. Moving to Florida to retire is an old people thing. Does Chris let you tuck in all of your shirts? I heard on the internet that an old people thing that we do when we're old is we tuck in our shirts. Every shirt we own, we tuck it in. Is that true of you?
Oh, I'm a Vines guy. I'm live free. I'm easy. I'm untucked.
Untuck it, baby.
Yeah.
Leave it
Yeah.
untucked.
Sometimes it's just like a big drape over that big gas tank down there.
Yeah, I would
Sometimes you
never
don't want
tuck in a shirt.
to tuck it in and really show what you got.
Same for me. They said another one, a thing that millennials hate about us boomers is that we match our clothes a little too much. So, like, we'll match the same fabric with the shorts and the shirt, or the belt will match. I don't, for sure, I don't have that problem. Has that ever crept into your mind where you buy exact colored matching Gucci shirt and shorts?
No. What do you think? I like walk around the mall and see what's on a mannequin and just say, "Give me all that."
Get all that on here. I want that. The article was a goofy because I don't know anybody that still wears white patent leather shoes. I mean, I guess the internet articles are written by ChatGPT because I don't know anyone that buys matching clothes like that and wears white belts. Do you?
No. Well, no, but we could bring it back. I think, you know what? If we find out
Oh,
what people are not doing
what they
and
hate.
bring it back, we become the spiritual guide of the nation.
Well,
You
what
drive the styles home.
what
That's
they're saying is,
mhm.
you would have to tuck in that shirt you have right there. You'd have to tuck it in, but have a
Untuckable.
custom made pair of pants that is exactly that color, and then wear a white patent leather belt with patent leather shoes. You would look like Bob Hope if you did that. It is true. That is throwback.
Better idea. I'm just going to take this shirt and sew it to a pair of pants and make my own little onesie.
Onesie.
And I just
What?
slide into that baby. Maybe it's got some faux buttons on it, but underneath
Oh,
a big zipper.
you'd have you'd have uh, faux buttons for the crotch as well, and then it'd all be just fake. It'd just be a flap. You just zip it. That's totally hip though, right? If you did a onesie,
I'd,
if you
I'd,
had that's cool.
I'd be bending over, say I've got to tighten a loose knockoff and I've got to bend over, and there's nobody dumping coffee down my butt crack.
No Norge.
It's just
The
protected. It slides off.
One of my favorite Saturday Night Live skits was when Dan Aykroyd walks in to fix the Norge refrigerator, and the butt crack is on display. I'd never seen anything like that.
The moon's come out early tonight, Lisa. Oh, no
So
wisecracks, Todd.
you do a very good Gilda Radner. Has anybody ever told you that, Henry?
No, I just don't get to do it enough. No, no, Rosanna, Dana.
Oh my gosh. What is so wrong about violins? I find them delightful. She meant violence. Violence, Roseanne. Oh, never mind. That is such funny memories for me. Very nostalgic. Yeah, I feel
Joyce,
like
knock that big sweat ball off your nose. Whatever that one was.
Oh, but that's a funny one. That they are very, very politically incorrect now. Everything that we thought was funny on Saturday Night Live is not allowed now. It's too rude. It's not. It would never fly. They would probably, in fact, they'd probably never air it because it's just a little too.
Probably all been stricken from YouTube. Remember the Raging
Yeah.
Queen?
And uh, Paul Garrett, male prostitute, was
Fred
awesome.
Garvin.
That was the
Fred
name.
Garvin, male prostitute. Let me strike some seductive poses.
So you were an aficionado of it as well. I guess I never really asked.
I wasn't
Uh,
dating, so I watched a lot of that. How
our
about
social lives.
do you remember Buck Henry going over and being the babysitter? They need
Yes.
to run that one again.
Yeah, that and Adam Sandler, the boy, when he was on with Alec Baldwin, and Alec Baldwin was the pervy scoutmaster. Absolutely hilarious. Oh my gosh! That's hands off now.
I'd stopped watching by then.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. That definitely would be challenging as of today, these days.
Yep.
Well,
You don't
I
want to
like
offend
that.
anybody.
No, our show offends people all the time, sadly. Uh, the comments I got on one was, "This is disgusting." That was it. Just this. This is disgusting.
That reminds me, it's been a whole, we're deep in the show yet, and we haven't really even lightly touched on toe fungus. How are your toes? We were talking about the feet. What's growing inside your Crocs?
It is I have to use a pressure washer to get under those dead nails. So
I think
once a month.
walking around Williamsburg, you might pick up some old world diseases.
Ooh, my my favorite segment on the pod with Connor was when he so happily talked about the Black Plague. I had never heard of anything like that in my life, and he entertained delightfully about these elementary school presentations about Black Hand. It was hilarious. Albuquerque gave you guys a cultural delight that no one else experiences in the country.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot going on there.
Yes, lifestyle and livestock, shall we say. Livestock. So more people, uh, we kind of briefly talked last week, more people died of the flu this year than COVID, but the folks that survived COVID, they have something called a brain fog. Have you felt like you've got a brain frog at any time in your life, Henry?
Oh yeah, I'm going downhill fast, Johnny.
Me too.
Finishing sentences has become rough. Ugh.
Amen. Amen. That they say, did you get COVID multiple times or were you perfectly clean in your life?
Just once.
Just once. Okay. I
Just
think I had a
once.
couple of times. Yeah, I think
I
I
don't know.
had it a couple of
Well, I
times.
stopped getting checked. Once I had it, it's like, who
Yeah.
cares?
Who cares? Yeah. Uh, when I was working, Apple gave you 10 days off. So I got COVID every other week. Oh, I got COVID like 50 times. So I
Keep
worked
sending
the
the same
system.
photos in of the little test
Yeah.
strip.
Yeah. My test strip, I'd hold it like I was a hostage with the USA Today. Positive. Ah. So yeah, I got multiple weeks. I rode that pony for 2 years, which of course it's great to, get COVID. I didn't mind it at all. I never had any serious effect. Did you? Did you get really sick?
No, not. I mean, there were I'd wake up with a sweat in the middle of the night,
Yeah.
and go to bed at noon. That's it
Yeah.
just made me
Pooped.
tired and upset. So it's a horrible thing those Chinese people did to us in their Wuhan lab. I
That
mean,
lab. No
yeah,
wonder we want to put all the every bad guy from the next 10 years can be from the lab.
I mean,
Every evil movie can have the lab dude trying to kill us.
a
They
million, a million Americans died from it.
Yeah, but it was fantastic. Bill Burr always says, "Hey, let's thin the herd, get rid of some people." It killed so many people that, well, boy, Social Security, they love it. They've got a surplus because it killed so many people in America. So uh, I'm thinking the lab needs to bring back some other thing that has leprosy or something that just drops us like flies. Let the
That
rest
just
of us
makes
have
us all
a
move into colonies.
Yeah. Leprosy, that'd be a fun thing to get. The stuff just starts dropping off. Hmm.
Painlessly.
Yummy.
Good
Yummy.
old world diseases.
Highly contagious. So the folks that didn't die of COVID that really got hit by it, they have brain fog times 100. So they really are they're really hit. This long COVID for their brain issues is a real thing. So sadly, I guess the worst thing from dying from COVID is getting this brain fog. Did you ever watch a Tom Hanks movie called Joe versus the Volcano with Meg Ryan? That's a real old one and not a particularly popular one. They had a brain, they used a phrase brain something. But anyway, it came true. Who knew? I just had I had a brain fog right then. Uh,
Did you ever see, and speaking of brains and movies, did you ever see the movie, Scanners?
oh yeah, what a great show. Oh
Was
man.
it? I just liked the
Oh
ad.
yeah. The exploding temple. Oh. No, it wasn't a great movie, but boy, I rewound that VHS tape and rewatched when his head blew up like a watermelon on David Letterman. Oh, totally. Loved it.
There,
I loved it.
are you a Roger Corman fan?
Yeah, I didn't see a lot of them, but the ones I did see, absolutely hilarious. And he
Death
gave
Race 2000. Come on.
yeah, you got it right. Exactly. Like the big hits that everybody watches. And he launched everybody's career. Everybody did a Roger Corman because he would give you the chance to do your first movie. So Ron Howard, all these humongous directors that ended up being ultra famous, they all started with him and all had great things to say about him. I mean, they just loved the guy. So cheap action. It's like that type of
Car
movie.
movies.
Yeah,
Tons of car movies.
Fast and the Furious is the only real car franchise there is. But back then there were tons of car. Um, did you?
Have you seen Roger Corman's The Fast and the Furious?
No. Awesome. It's a good
Oh
one.
yeah. 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 XK120, the hot car. It's like, hmm, you don't see the Jowett Jupiter in many in many Fast and the
In
Furious.
any,
Vin Diesel not driving that.
not drive.
But it's there in the Fast and the Furious. It's like, wow, it's a Jowett Jupiter.
You are a total car guy, so you enjoy any reference. If they even just show an unusual car in a movie, it makes you so happy. I love it. That's a great thing.
There are a lot of in the car guy. Everybody says, "Oh, he's a car guy." What new car should I buy? And my suggestion
Oh
is like,
yeah,
have you seen the '66 Mustang Fastback?
that's the
they want
car.
to get, should I get a Tesla or a Rivian? And it's like, I don't know.
I know.
What are
Don't
those?
own one.
It's like, but a Jowett Jupiter or maybe maybe a Fairthorpe Electron, if you could still find one of those,
That's
great.
the one to get.
A little problematic, but still worth it.
Yeah, they when you're a car guy, everybody assumes you are like the latest car, and that's not true. Jay
I am
Leno,
in such a
Tim Allen.
splinter group of car
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, well, you definitely match with Tim Allen. You were talking about getting a Jaguar. He has a Jaguar GTC that's worth $34 million or some insane amount. But that's him. It's all awesome, vintage cars, of course. I had the AMC Pacer, so I really knew what I was doing, being super cool before Wayne's World. I
Did you
had
have a
real
Pacer?
taste. I did. It's such a bad car that the car seat, as far back as you could get, still had my knees, solidly like solidly in my stomach. It was a bad car, but
Did you get the Levi Strauss edition with the jean seats?
I
So
wasn't that
you can sit
cool.
there in your leisure suit and just blend right into the car.
No, I wasn't that cool. Thank you for mentioning just how uncool I was. No, I did the sticker with the wood on the side, the wood paneling, and then it was maroon. I did not choose it. Of course, I did not choose that car. My dad bought it, so of course I got the stupid Carnival sticker that said Corvette and put it on the back. So at least people knew I was an idiot. I for sure knew that I had no taste.
Yeah, there are
Yeah,
great collections. We went to one in the Palm Springs. Maybe we've mentioned it probably before. Went to this car collection, and the guy had all that kind of stuff. Mid 70s,
nice.
and the ones he found in beautiful condition. This
Yeah,
this this gremlin has 29 miles on it.
Oh man,
It's
crazy.
sad.
That would be
Sad.
fun.
Gonna be sad to see that one going in the crusher.
That-
Not.
They showed there was just one throwback commercial that one great thing about Facebook for old people is they show these enormous throwback ads, and I guess the Corvair had kind of a station wagon version.
Oh yeah.
So it was gorgeous because the back end honestly looked like the front end of a car. I mean, it looked like you could put, headlights on it and drive the
Either way.
reverse of the car. Yeah. Love those old ads. I must be on the old guy feed because I get old ads that tickle me. I saw one for the clacker. Did you own clackers? The two plastic
Balls.
balls that smacked your arm till you got cancer. My
No,
dad My dad looks at it and it's hitting our arms, which is black and blue. He goes, I don't think that's a good toy. And he knew. He knew you shouldn't do that. And then did you ever get like a product where you drew on the plastic and then you baked it and it made it tiny? Do you remember that?
I
Tiny
slept,
bakers or something like that?
I slept through that one.
Bake and
I
shake or
missed
something.
that. Did you have SSPs?
Tell what is SSP? Then I can figure out if I had them.
They were cars, and they had a big wheel in the middle of them and a ripcord, and you pulled the ripcord, and then they flew across the driveway and
Yeah,
led children would dive out into the street to catch their SSPs.
I did. Those were incredibly great
How about the
toys.
Evil Knievel action figure?
I did have it. It didn't do a lot of action for me though. Yeah,
Well,
I, I
you
didn't.
put him on his motorcycle and like launch him.
Mine never launched. Mine did the. I couldn't get any. Not one single thing in the commercial worked with mine. Mine just died.
Major Matt Mason. Did you have a Major Matt
Oh
Mason?
yeah, GI Joe. My third GI Joe that I got was like the big one where like it wasn't just an action figure. It had you could click the back and it would say cool phrases through its chest. It had a peach fuzz beard and scar. And my
Did
older
you get
brother
the GI Joe? Oh, your older brother's what?
hit it so hard, it broke the first day. So the head came off. The only thing I had was the record player thing that said the phrases real quiet. Oh, well. Tragic.
Enemy planes hit the dirt.
Yeah, but you
Did
had
you
to
have the
listen to it on a
Kung
table.
Fu grip? Kung Fu grip GI Joes?
I did have that
The
later.
little
That
hands?
yeah, I don't. Was it really Kung Fu Grip though? Was it really true?
It's how the
No,
Hasbro
no.
marketing people came up with it. Because
I
the
love.
hands looked like they were ready to throw
Yeah,
you a
gra-
roundhouse kick to the face.
yeah, grasping.
That
Yeah,
was that was very Kung Fu.
it was. Did you ever watch the TV show with David Carradine, Kung Fu?
Religiously.
Me too. Yeah,
Religiously.
I loved it so much. My sister, for my birthday, gave me a note that said, I'm giving you the Kung Fu novelization, but I haven't read it yet. So you'll get it in a few days. And my dad goes, Give me that book, you idiot. You can't give a book to a 10-year-old that just has a note that says you're going to get it in a few days. So, yes, I was, I the Shaolin Prince. Oh my goodness. I was into it. Grasshopper, it will be time for you to go when you can snatch the pebbles from my hand. Loved it. Love it. And then I love the fact that he was perfect for that show because he was a terrible actor. And then when you saw him in other movies, you're like, oh my goodness, David Carradine is on heroin. He does not know what he's doing. I
Yes,
worshipped him.
Right. How about his dad, John Carradine?
Now that, yeah, his brother and his dad, that whole different group, much better actors. Keith Carradine, I think, was his brother, and he was fantastic. He was
We watched
great.
our 10 minutes of the 10 Commandments. And then I started watching all the stars who were in that. Isn't it like John Derek is in it? Who was,
Yeah,
didn't he marry Bo? He
yeah,
had to
and
get Katie. It's like,
and the
Joshua, these are not the hands of God.
my favorite my favorite part in the movie is the gangster. Yeah, Moses. Yeah, hey Moses. So miscast. I love it.
Edward G. Robinson.
Oh yeah,
I think
classic.
that's who it is.
Is that, do you watch that every Easter? Is that why that popped up in your mind? Was that on the playlist for
Until
Easter?
we pause, that's right until that, the my breasts are like ripe pomegranates. Like, okay, all right, you've seen that part. Time to go to sleep.
I wondered if
I've,
that was
I've
in the
tried to
Old
watch it.
Testament.
I've tried to watch Ben-Hur. There was that whole time when they were making all those movies. There's the Ten Commandments,
Yeah,
Ben-Hur,
Charlton Heston. Yeah.
Spartacus. I've tried to make it through Ben-Hur. I can get to the like chariot race. I can never make it to the end. That's like into the fourth hour. In the fourth hour, I'm always checking out.
Yeah, no way. I can't do
Like
it.
Charlton Heston's in all of them. There's another one of those biblical. There were a bunch, like late 50s.
Yeah, it was super pop. They were selling tickets to those then. Now, not so much. Were you a huge Planet of the Apes guy for Charlton Heston?
Well, I saw that. That movie was one of the first movies I ever saw in a theater. Went and saw
That was
Planet of the Apes.
fantastic. So
Yeah.
scary.
I quickly matured to where I couldn't watch the second one.
Yeah, yeah. The subsequent ones weren't quite as effective.
Dr. Zaius. Dr. Zaius.
Not quite as
Cornelius.
good.
Yeah,
We have we have brutalized the millennials that watch this podcast for 5 minutes on 5 times the speed because they will not enjoy a single topic that we have talked about today, Henry.
it's an
This is
old
the
guy show.
this is the oldest old guy show ever, but we
I can
love
bring it
it.
back. I can bring it back in. I can bring it
Okay,
back in.
we will finish with something much better. Here it goes.
Queen Herbie.
You did it for us. All right, honey.
Watch Queen Herbie.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to Checking In with Hein and Johnny. You can follow all things Hein and Johnny by subscribing to Checking In with Hein and Johnny anywhere you listen to podcasts. Checking In with Heine and Johnny is sponsored by Conveyors and Equipment. They supply, design, and service all types of conveyors, belting, and material handling equipment since 1972. With 3 locations to serve you, Salt Lake City, Albuquerque, and El Paso. Find them on the web at conveyequip.com. That's ConveyeEquuip.com.